They said I'd never be a leader. They said I'd never wear a crown. If I wanted to be someone, I should learn to settle down. You should know. I tell myself.
Hello world. We have a new addition in the house. This, well, apparently its name is Axel, because he's a ginger like Axel Rose, or yeah, Axel from Guns N' Roses. So anyways, this is Axel. I wanted to name him Cody after a friend of mine who's a ginger. She's got a friend who's a Cody and a ginger, and it's still Axel. So this is Axel, who might end up being Elliot, because my husband used to have a cat named Elliot who would suck on his clothes, and this one sucks on clothes. Kitten claws down the back. So this is Elliot. This is the cat. I don't think Axel's gonna stick as much as somebody else wants it to. We're not quite sure what it wants right now. Apparently it doesn't want food. Doesn't really want attention. It just wants to speak. So, this is the edition of the day. I'm sorry for no video last week. This guy had nothing to do with it. However, the world really sucked. If I make weird faces throughout the video, it's because I'm getting kitten claws. So, ew, stop, baby. This week's story is What Happens in Vegas by, and I gotta read this off the iPad because I'm never gonna say it right, Sabrecmc. Sabrecmc. I'm sure there's a reason for it. We all have our reasons. Anyways, it's a unpowered story. Baby, you're gonna fall off the couch. Hi. What you want, babe? Just come snuggles and sleeples. Just sleeples. Just sleeples. Yeah. I have an indent that's perfectly your size. Anyways, so it's unpowered. Modern day. No skinny Steve. No serum story. Tony is still Tony Stark. Still rich. Still famous. Was still kidnapped and taken to Afghanistan. Or not taken in. Was kidnapped while in Afghanistan. Miniaturized the arc reactor and got out of there. But not really with an Iron Man suit. Oh, we found the snuggly spot. Cleavage is good, apparently. I don't know if you can hear it, but he's figured out how to purr in the last day. Oh, when we quit. Okay. Anyway. Gonna be a distracting video. But you get kitty. You get kittens, so it's okay. Anyways, so Steve is still Army. Bucky was still Army. There's something up with Bucky, but we don't know what it is yet. She hasn't got there yet. And Natasha is still Natasha. Not Black Widow Natasha, but still Natasha. What are you doing, Bits? What are you doing? Ow. Ow. And we're in her hair. Are you do you want me to feed you? Is that the thing? Is your mother not feeding you well enough? Okay, we're gonna pause and go get a bottle. Ow! Okay, I'm back. Kitten is with Grandpa. Anyways, so we have... I hate the new way to open iPads. We've been swiping for a decade. Now you switch to double home buttoning. Very obnoxious. Anyways, so Tony, Afghanistan, arc reactor still happened. Pretty sure it's still in his chest. Kind of alluded to, but not specifically outright said. So, like I said, Steve was Army. Steve was captain. He's out. Bucky was something and is out, but still has all the issues of Winter Soldier. So we'll see where this is going. Natasha's there. Pepper's there. Happy's there. Obviously Tony's here. We also get Matt Murdock from Daredevil, the blind attorney, who kind of still has his extra perceptions more than generally is attributed to blind people. So there's some bleed over here and there that we'll have to wait and see turns into something else. But for now, it's just a really snarky Matt. And the thing of the whole group story is Steve's a stripper in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Unless you have to fake pretend that you're married to the stripper so that the stripper can't talk because you tried to set up Obadiah Stane, Alexander Pierce, the crappy senator that everybody hated, Stane, who the actor who portrayed him recently passed away. Recently, as in, I can remember that it happened. I can't remember when it was, like, 2 months ago. Anyways. So all the icky people that Tony's ever had to deal with at any point ends up in this conspiracy theory. Are you crazy, Tony Stark? This is a really bad plot. So of course it'll make perfect sense. Plot. They all want the arc reactor so that they can weaponize it. Tony won't let him have it, but he keeps dangling it out there, hoping that he can trap them into proving what they're going to do so he can send them all to jail. Okay, good idea. I'm sure it will work out perfectly. In reality, it would backfire so badly in anybody's face who tried to do this. In fanfiction, movies, any other writing, it'll work out perfect. This is why people keep trying to do this in reality, because we always write that it'll work. Never does. So anyways, starts out in the police station. Matt's telling Tony, don't talk, shut up, don't say a word, you fucked up, shut up. Which of course Tony completely doesn't do. He doesn't talk to the cops, but he hears that there's another witness and he leaves his interrogation room, because he's not with any police officers at the time, to go see who it is. Turns out it's a stripper that Rhodey had sent him the day before. And apparently somehow Steve saw something that he shouldn't have seen and shouldn't know about, and oh god, what the hell. So in order to get Steve to not talk and screw up everything that Tony has been planning, Tony immediately says, you can't question him, he's my husband. We had a Vegas wedding, you can't do anything about it because of the Fifth Amendment, pleading the Fifth and all that. You can't be forced to give damaging evidence against your spouse. So this is what Tony claims. And it works. They have to let him go because they can't question spouse against spouse. A spouse can go in and willingly give information, but they cannot be made to testify. Okay, that works. So they get back to the hotel, and it goes for a little while, but then you find out that Steve was actually one of the medics that pulled Rhodey out of the humdrum V when Tony was taken. And it's not a full story yet. There are only 7 chapters so far, and I'm waiting for the next one. And life happens, so it's not a weekly post or anything, it's just when she has time. So I will do more of these eventually. I think when she gets it all finished, I'll do another one with everything that's happened. But I want to tell you about this one because maybe if you subscribe to the story, she will be able to reprioritize some things and find more time to write for it. Because it's a cute, quirky story so far. You've got Tony trying to figure out how to not frame, but definitely point out that these individuals do not have the best interests of anybody but their own pocketbooks at heart. Definitely not the American people, definitely not the employees of Stark Enterprises. Stark Industries. I don't know why I want to call it Stark Enterprises. I always do that. Stark Industries does not have their best interests at all. Pierce, I think, is still Secretary of State. So, again, not having the American people's best interest at heart. Oh, wow. Surprise. A politician who could care less about his people. Anyways, so to kind of prove that they are married, because, well, hey, all of a sudden there's a slightly backdated marriage certificate on file, because Jarvis does still exist. They also go out to dinner and do a little shopping. Steve feels a little Cinderella Pretty Womanish in a couple spots. They go out to dinner and Tony takes him to a 5-star restaurant with 1 million courses for dinner and all this wonderful food that, you know, he would never be able to afford the appetizer, let alone the full meal. And we'll not mention the champagne bottles that they drank. One of those that, you know, is behind the counter, behind the glass, behind 3 layers of locks, behind 2 key cards. Yeah, that kind of bottle of champagne. So I've just been chatting to you for like 5 minutes, and I hadn't actually hit the record button. So we're picking up from the bottle of champagne again. This is me being a bonehead. Okay, so anyways, bottle of champagne, expensive. The layout for the restaurant is fishbowl-y, open format, so people can be seen being seen. This doesn't necessarily work for Tony because he starts to have a panic attack. Steve recognizes it and helps Tony by sort of blocking everyone's view from Tony, but making it look like he's being a doting husband instead of just trying to get Tony through what he realizes is about to become a panic attack. They get through dinner. They go shopping the next day because Natasha brings over a bag of Steve's stuff. However, it's like a couple pair of khakis, couple shirts, unders, socks, his shaving kit, that kind of stuff. But not really anything that you would wear to be seen with Tony Stark, let alone to be seen as Tony Stark's husband. So they go on a shopping spree, and it's a little Cinderella-ish, a little Pretty Womanish. Hey, it's Vegas, it works. Steve's a stripper. He doesn't usually wear a hell of a lot. And he's a stripper because it was the fastest way they could figure out how to make money. And apparently they need about $30,000. I don't know what the $30,000 is for. She hasn't written that into the story yet. I'm hoping it will pop up in the next chapter. If not, I guess I'll wait for the next one after that. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Bucky. Probably is for a prosthetic. That's my guess. There hasn't been enough information to actually say yes or no on that. That's what I'm going with. So, getting them through all of these is a little interesting because Steve's trying to keep himself removed from everything that's going on. Tony's trying to keep himself removed from everything that's going on. But they have to pretend that they're married, so they can't really be removed from each other. They kind of have to interact and deal and get to know each other enough that they can pull off this farce. But they also, and just at the end of chapter 6, I think it is, Rhodey pops in for a little bit, and they realize that Steve is the one that pulled Rhodey from the humdrum V. Yeah. They're trying to figure out what the hell. I can't wait for more. She's got to post more. So we got to talk to her and give her kudos and comments and everything so we can get the next little bit. But the story draws you in, yanks you along, because you want to know what the hell. You got to know what the 30K is for. Got to know what Tony's going to do with Stain and Obadiah Obadiah Stain, sorry. Brain Dead and the stupid senator and Pierce. You gotta know what the hell. And if there really is an Iron Man suit hiding somewhere, because you don't really know how it got out yet. So, I have a little brown dog stalking me. I have to go let the dog out, so I will see you all next week. I have figured out a better way to do my Two Brown Eyes to be Redeemed story. I'm going to do new videos doing just each relationship, not go chronologically through the story with everybody. I'm just going to do a breakdown of each relationship. I think that will be more coherent and make a lot more sense. I think I'm also going to do a TJ Hammond, Steve Rogers story here shortly. There's a couple that are really good and I think you will enjoy them. So, until next week, I will see you all later before I have to go clean up dog pee. Bye.